Welcome students, myself NK Thukral from Edupedia World. Today I will be taking up the chapter on global enterprises. Already we have covered private, public and their branches, their various forms. Similarly, there are enterprises who are named as MNC, like multinational companies or global enterprises. I will cover today their features, their merits, limitations, etc. with their objectives. You see, when global enterprises comes into a country, what are their objectives? Let me brief you first that global enterprises or multinational companies is a company whose business operations extend beyond the country in which it has been incorporated. Global enterprises have their head office in one country, but they carry on business operations in other countries, known as host country. For example, you must have heard the name of LG, manufacturing and selling various products like refrigerators, air conditioners, etc., TVs. And similarly, there is a multinational company, Nike, selling the shoes. Another one I can example give you, Hyundai Motor Corporation, manufacturing and selling cars. Another example I can give you, Pepsi and Coca-Cola companies. All are these coming under the categories of global enterprises. Pepsi and Coca-Cola companies are registered in USA, whereas they operate across the world. They extend their industrial and marketing operations through a network of branches in several other countries. Global enterprises do not aim to maximize profits from one or two products. Rather, they operate in several areas and you can say multiple products. They significantly influence the international economy because of their huge size, large number of products, advanced technology, marketing strategies, and network of operations all over the world. After the economic reforms of 1991, MNCs have played an important role in the Indian economy. So, global enterprises are the one which have their head offices in their own country and branches and network all over the world. The main objective of global enterprises is to spread over all over the world, making their products as a brand and somehow to improve the economies of the other countries. However, some of the MNCs are slightly exploitative in nature and concentrate more on selling consumer goods and luxury items, which are not always desirable for developing countries. Now next students, let's see what are the features of global enterprises. Number one is huge capital resources. Global enterprises are characterized by possessing huge financial resources and they have the ability to raise funds from different sources. They may raise funds through issue of equity shares, debentures or bonds to the public, or they can borrow funds from financial institutions. Why the financial institutions prefer to give them the resources or funds? Because of their credibility in the capital market. Banks of host country also wants to invest in them because of their they have the manpower and they have the branded products and they have the capabilities to increase the businesses. Second feature is foreign collaboration. Global enterprises usually collaborate with Indian companies, maybe public or maybe private, for production of goods, use of brand names and or for sale of technology. But they have to comply with various restrictive clauses for agreements relating to transfer of technology, pricing, dividend payment, etc. as formulated by the government. Next is advanced technology. These enterprises possess technological superiorities and are able to conform to international standards and quality specifications. Next is product innovation. Global enterprises leads to development of new products and superior designs of existing products. Such research is possible only by these type of enterprises or MNCs, as they have the huge resources with them. Next is marketing strategies. They have the capability of their marketing strategy, marketing the products, and they use their aggressive marketing strategies in order to increase their sales in a very short period. Moreover, their advertising and sales promotion techniques are normally very effective because of their established brand image in the global market. Another feature is market territory expansion. I mean to say expansion of market territory. They expand their market territory and enable them to become international brands. This is the feature of global enterprises. Next is centralized control. As you know, earlier I said they have their head office located in their home country. They exercise centralized control over all its branches and subsidiaries in the host countries. All these branches have to work within the broad policy framework of their parent company. Now students, after covering the features of global enterprises, let's go ahead and let's see what are the advantages of global enterprises or MNCs. What are the merits? Let us take one by one point. Number one is employment opportunities. Multinational companies create numerous employment opportunities in host countries because they carry on business on large scales. MNCs, you must have heard, offer very good salary packages and career opportunities to its employees. Next advantage, advanced technology. Multinational companies act as a source of advanced technology because they have their own research and development department. Another advantage is inflow of capital. Foreign capital is needed by every country. So multinational command huge financial resources and they make foreign direct investment, which leads to economic development of the host country. So inflow of capital always helps the host country. Another advantage is improved standard of living. Definitely superior products are there, good services are there. So in that way MNC helps to improve standard of living. Next is growth of domestic firms. These firms are encouraged to act as suppliers and ancillary units of MNCs. Healthy competition. Another advantage is MNC compel the local firms to improve their efficiency in order to face competition from them. Because global enterprises, they give competitive product at competitive price and with good quality. So they inspire the domestic companies to have the competition with them and they also grow accordingly. This is the advantage. Another is world economy. Multinational promotes the concept of global economy. They help to integrate national economies into a world economy. So these are the merits of global enterprises. For students, let's see what are the limitations or what are the demerits of global enterprises. Number one is creation of monopoly. Multinational companies give rise to concentration of economic power and monopoly to the host country. This is the limitation of global enterprises and disadvantage for the host country. Next is depletion of natural resources. Normally we have seen that multinational companies exploit the resources of the host country to maximize their global output and profit accordingly. Another disadvantage is disregard of national priorities. MNCs invest their capital only in profitable projects without any regard to national priorities of the host country. Next is obsolete technology. Sometimes we have seen that whatever the technology already advanced in their own country, and they bring their old technology in the host countries, and so we can say that the technology transferred by MNC in host country is usually obsolete or outdated. Another limitation is threat to national sovereignty. MNCs enjoy considerable political influence due to their huge operations and with their huge resources, and they have enough power to influence and interfere in the political affair of the host country. So friends, these are the disadvantages of global enterprises. On one hand, there are advantages. On another hand, we have seen the demerits of global enterprises. So this is all today. Thanks. Bye-bye.